Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Weekly Ark podcast here every Thursday with number 429. My name's Coach MT, and I'm here live today with the core team. Your host for tonight, as always, the captain on board the Ark, the one and only Mr. Alice. Hope you're doing well, sir.
Doing just fine, sir. Thank you for the introduction. Coach MT in the house. This is number 429 on the podcast list here at ARK. And folks, welcome back. We have here another edition on this wonderful Thursday, March 28th, as we are getting very near to April. Watch out, folks, for the April Fools. That's April 1st. Remember that some folks might want to play some tricks on you. So definitely don't be gullible. Take everything with a grain of salt. If it sounds to be too out of the norm, as they say. I'm personally going to be with a good friend I haven't seen in many years, celebrating his birthday's on the April Fools. So we'll make sure to play some April Fool games on him as usual. Be out here with the family and the children. Looking forward to that. We are also most likely going to be traveling next week. We're not going to give you the location information yet. We got a couple things to take care of first, but it's important. It's all part of the journey. It's all part of bringing everything together here on the Ark. I know that a lot of you are wanting to know when Quant is live. We've been giving some updates here as folks have come into the chat. And quite naturally, wanting to know when. Such an important question. We are still not live yet. The integrations continue, the testing continues. There's also a bit of great news, which is having the option not only of using Binance for the copy trading, but also using Bybit. I personally like Bybit, their user interface. Just everything about the way their centralized exchange works, coming from a trading background, I prefer it. That's not going to be live first. It's going to be the Binance first that we'll use. We are into final stages of our account using a Swiss entity to be able to do our trading. And we're also in the queue. We're waiting in line. But everything's looking very positive. We cannot give you an exact date today, but I believe in the next couple of days, for sure next week, I think we'll be able to zero in on a specific time and day as things are really moving forward in the right direction. We thank everyone for their patience. We are very confident. As we said, we've come to this opportunity based on past performance, based on really the integrity of everything we've been able to see and we've experienced ourselves with our own treasury. We have a very high burn rate here on a monthly basis with our development team, which is massive for the security products. And this has been a solution that's been working for us in order to create the revenue to pay the very high development fees that we're faced with. We get a massive invoice every 2 weeks, and believe me, it does help a lot. That's why we wanted to bring this to all of you, sharing the opportunity, giving the program, the 10 months is plenty of time according to the past performance. We didn't want to put ourselves into a short time frame, create a lot of expectations where folks are just going to be in a hurry and having the pressure on us when things work best when you're doing them correctly, taking the time. And that's really the reason why it is not live, up and running. And again, we are not first in line, folks. We are showing up late to the party. It's an amazing invitation and opportunity. We're fortunate to be here. We've been taking advantage of it, and we are looking forward to getting everyone here plugged in and being able to earn together. As we say here, getting the crypto. On other news, we continue with testing and growing the test user base for our virtual cards with our massive partner of over 350,000 active users. The numbers are starting to pick up. Obviously, it doesn't take, I think, a lot of imagination to understand that we are not able to open the floodgates to 350,000 users overnight. You can imagine the heinous debacle that would ensue from every point, from every angle. An easy one, imagine having to print, 150,000, of these metal cards overnight. I mean, it's just impossible. So we're doing everything in gradual stages. We have an official date when all of the products are going to be available to all of the community of 350,000 plus users, and that's going to be September 1st of this year. Now, hold on, you're probably like, wait, September 1st? That's so far away. Again, rewinding here a little bit, you cannot bring 350,000 people into these products overnight. So it has to be gradual phases, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. And that's what we've been doing in a very small capacity, testing the APIs, also giving our partner the assurances that, the bank, the customer support, everything that's happening here, they're building out a more robust infrastructure and back end than what we currently have here. So it is really a great opportunity. Hold on a second. We're having a little bit of issues with our crickets today. I apologize. It was happening before the recording as well. So it's a delicate situation with a amazing upside. And that, of course, folks, all trickles back to the legacy NFT holders, which we've always said, the folks that are holding on to them. We believe that the majority of investors are already over a 65, 67% return on investment. And once these products really start coming together, once the security products that we're going to talk about here with Brett shortly come to life, everything starts to flourish. Everything starts to print. Everything starts going right back into those legacy NFTs. So definitely make sure to hold on to them. There are still about $4 million left of those amazing legacy NFTs. I think those are going to be definitely flying off of the shelf as folks are going to be exposed to our products. They're going to see a wide user base that's already coming on board. And we're also seeing interest from our partners of supporting our security products. So not only our banking services, the physical cards and the virtual cards, but also supporting the security products. And again, a user base of 350,000 folks is something that I think most people, when they're starting any type of business, it's just a dream come true. We're in a very fortunate position, folks. So we're hoping that we are doing a efficient job of conveying to you not just the potential, but as the potential is being realized through the relationships, through the work, and understanding why it takes this time. Why don't we have these 350,000 users overnight? They're there, right? Well, there's a bottleneck situation that creates itself. And then if people are fudding, it's been 2 months and their card's not printed and they're waiting around, you can imagine how detrimental to the reputation of our products and who we are as developers and more importantly, to our customer. It's their community. It's their users. They don't want to look bad. So what's the way to do it? Like we said, those small steps, those phases, as we increase in a small testing part of their community where they're inviting special people, some of the top, earners, some of the top influencers. Hey, you're going to get an opportunity to come and be the first to try the products and give us the feedback and share with the rest of the community. That also creates a sense of hype and urgency and gets the rest of the community wanting to be let in, which of course till September 1st, that's not going to happen for the average Joe. But it's a great strategy. We're very happy with the way that we've been able to co-create it with them, and we believe that stretching it out that long is going to really give us the opportunity to work together to better our flow from the banking side, KYC, tech support, staff, so that we're able to manage a large user base and then move on further and grow a lot more. We're also looking at another program in Europe that is offering better rates. It does have the 3DS security, and then we're looking at another program also in the region of Central America. So we're continuing on the expansion of the products. We don't just want to stay with our Panama and our virtual cards. We want to continue to add more value, find better products. We've already shared with you. I've been very clear. I am not a fan of the Panama Bank only allowing us to take 60% of our available balance per transaction. I believe that's very greedy and predatory as a practice. It is what we have. It works very well. We just went through some upgrades with them. We were down for about 2 weeks. I know our good friend Florida Realtor, he was definitely, he's actually, by the way, folks, he is our biggest user of the Terra card. Shout out to Florida Realtor. When this guy tells you he uses it everywhere, he is not kidding. The man is paying bills and going to concerts and filling up the gas, and everywhere he goes, that card works, and that's why he's such a big fan of it, because it's his daily driver and it's doing what it needs to do for him. So congratulations, and that's another part of it. We've noticed, we've looked at our numbers that generally here our community, our base. They don't on average really spend a lot on the cards. So that just, forces us to do what we're doing and going to bigger projects that do have massive user bases and that have folks that are making 10, 20, 30, 40 grand a week in crypto and actually need to off ramp and on ramp, which, by the way, that's been going very well with our partners. So sorry to go into this whole long talk about the products, but it is important. We did have somebody asking questions the other day about the cards. I invited the person. Oh man, this is driving me crazy. Sorry guys, I can only imagine how disruptive the crickets must be to you. So I'm going to keep it short as we're having a little bit of the cricket situation happening. But wanted to take this opportunity today to give you a little bit more information of what's happening with the partnership, what's happening with the cards, what's happening with Quant as we can continue to hold and wait. And I know some folks want to start yesterday. However, we have to do things the right way. We cannot just take risks just because we're in a hurry or we want to make money super fast. It has to be done correctly. So that's going to be it for me, folks. I'm going to hand it over here to our very own Brett Nordin. He's been working like a 2-ton man on top of a tuna fish can to get us to the testnet and very shortly to a live product with our security. It's been going really good, my friend. Thank you for all your hard work, Mr. Brett Nordin. Sheesh.
You are welcome. And just a quick update also, we did have our metal printing laser go down. To your point about scaling up and having redundancy and being able to handle higher volumes, we did have to send that printer back to the manufacturer, and it's getting repaired and then sent back. But we're going to be probably out for a couple of weeks on the metal card side. The plastic cards are still shipping, but we will accrue some backlog probably if people are waiting for metal cards. But plastic is still an option. But yeah, it just goes to show that we do need to have some redundancy built in. I know we're looking at another printing source here in the US to be able to continue both the plastic and the metal cards. As we scale up and ramp up these numbers and expose more of that large community to these products, we're going to have to find, additional solutions and backups so that we're not in a situation where we can't deliver. So, yeah, just to that point, We are going to be shipping plastic still, but metal is going to be out for a couple of weeks, I would assume. But I'll give some updates hopefully next Thursday. It's possible we could get the laser back quicker. It's just got to go through a repair system process and get shipped back. So we're just waiting on that. So it's a quick update on the card situation. I know Coach MT has been great at communicating and talking everybody through that process in case they wanted to switch from a metal to a plastic to keep those cards moving. But yeah, on the security products, we had another great demo today. Lots more progress. We've obviously been going through the testnet as we currently have it, bug fixing and improving the UI. All of the updates and things that I had requested from our last testnet review have been implemented. I saw a bunch of those today, which was good to see both on the desktop and the mobile side. But the real big developments that are happening now are on the calendar as well as the web store. And the web store is how we manage our subscriptions. You can imagine it's not super simple in that we do have a pretty large menu of product offerings. You will be able to buy standalone products of each of the different applications that are in the super app. But then also we'll have packages that you can purchase that upgrade those individual standalone products, and then also bundles. So these subscriptions, obviously we have to get this thing very robust. We can't be missing payments or missing notifications and having people's products expire, because if the subscription does expire, you do lose your data. So it's very important that we have a very robust system in place and checks and balances to make sure that we are notifying our customers that their subscription is active and for how long, and then when it is being deactivated in case they no longer want to pay for it. If they do continue, obviously we will keep the data all encrypted and stored safely. So there's no issues with that. It's just making sure that we have a system in place where they can easily come in at a small entry point, upgrade from there, and become a super user of the product and eventually expand into a bundle. And then us also being able to continuously add products to this system and be able to offer more as we expand the application to new utilities. We've talked about the voice, the chat, the streaming. That's I think a very important piece to any kind of business application as well as large organizations or groups. The one that we've been talking to, the very large one, is interested in that type of application where there can be a lot of collaboration, just like we do on Telegram here today, but we do it in an encrypted manner, end-to-end encryption, and then all the data is also stored encrypted as well as decentralized. So that's what we're working towards from a roadmap perspective. We are still working on the roadmap for the V2. A lot of the team's attention has been recently on getting the DVPN hooked up and making sure that that's all working properly. So the next phase is going to be completing the testnet with the active DVPN, as well as the extension for the password manager. Then we're going to be setting up the production environment that's already started, but not completed yet. Once we have the latest testnet kind of reviewed and scrubbed by me and some other team members, we are then going to move to the production server where we can start the beta testing. So appreciate everybody that sent me emails or DMs, I should say, and their email address. We will be sending out those invitations once the production environment is set up and we have the beta environment ready to go, which I would imagine would be within the next week to 2 weeks. And then we're going to test for the rest of April and get this thing really well ironed out. In the meantime, in parallel, we're going to be working on the calendar and the web store, as I mentioned, and then also our admin panel where we can get and collect data so that we can see how the application is running, making sure that there's no bugs and issues with how things are being delivered and serviced to people. Primarily from an email perspective, that's a very important, critical aspect for the communication inside the application. If we're not sending and receiving emails effectively, then we're going to get very bad feedback from our customers. So that's a very critical one that we're going to be monitoring, as well as obviously the data storage and being able to send and retrieve files and share files and things like that. So there are some metrics that we're going to be following closely, and we do need to build a system to be able to do that effectively and get improvements made as they're deemed necessary. So yeah, lots happening on the development front. think I mentioned the calendar, the DVPN final stages, getting the testnet completed, one last review, and then going to beta on our production server. I'm sure there'll be some little things here and there, but we're hoping everything runs smoothly and we can get our first dose of user feedback from our beta group testers. And we're still open. We still have some slots open. If you are interested, please send me a DM with your email address and we'll get you on the list. And you can be part of the initial action excitement, seeing the app in action. And we're looking forward to revealing it to everyone. And things are looking really nice. We've seen some great upgrades to the mobile today, as well as I think I mentioned some new functionality. We did get to see the calendar in action. It's not fully hooked up to a backend yet, but at least in mock-up stages, and we got to see the user flow and some basic functionality of the calendar today. So we're looking forward to that in the next sprint that's coming up in another 2 weeks. And that's about it. That was on the security product front. Not sure if he's still there.
I'm here with you. Thank you for the update, Brett. Very bullish on the way that security products are coming along. And thank you also for bringing up the metal card laser machine being sent back to China, getting some work done on it. So we have given the folks the option to shift on over. We'll refund them the metal card price and ship them out a plastic card as soon as possible. Thank you, Coach MT, for handling that as well. Well, folks, that brings us to the conclusion of today's podcast number 429. Thank you all for being here, sharing with us. We're going to do a Q&A as we always like to do. If anyone has any questions, whatever it might be, we're here to answer that. And after that, we'll do our breathing session with Coach Roberto. Wish you all a great rest of your week, a fantastic weekend. Be safe out there on April Fools. Don't fall for the mean jokes, and don't forget to stay safe on the crypto streets.
Yeah, let's get this crypto.
Oh, god damn! Oh, yeah, let's get this crypto.